Welcome everyone to this video on how to successfully manage your student organization. My name is Maria Pellicer, and I am the current graduate intern supporting students' organizations here at Loyola. Whether you're already serving on an executive board or thinking about stepping into a leadership role, this session will help you feel more confident in guiding your organization. Before we jump in, I would love to start with a quick reflection. From home, can you think about the following prompts? In one or two words, how do you want other Loyola students to know your organization? Then think about this semester. How do you feel as a leader right now? How would your organization describe its semester so far? And how would your team describe theirs? There are no wrong answers. Pause the video to reflect if needed. Now we are going to start by stretching the importance of what you do as leaders. Students' organizations build community. They help students find people who share their passions, identities, culture, or academic interests. Beyond the community side, organizations give you space to explore who you are as a leader and reflect on what kind of contributions you want to make. You are learning how to manage your time and balance responsibilities in a way that sets you up not only for this semester or the following, but for the habits you will carry throughout life. You are taking on roles that come with real responsibility. That can mean planning events, handling budgets, communicating with campus partners, or coordinating volunteers. These experiences create a genuine sense of accomplishment because you can see the direct impact of your work. You also get to take on challenges and initiatives that you might not get anywhere else. So, for example, you get to test your ideas, advocate for something you care about, and learn how to adapt when things don't go perfectly. That resilience is key. And finally, a student organization involvement helps you prepare for what comes after Loyola, whether it's job seeking, applying to grad school, etc. Everything you are learning here becomes part of your story, your resume, and your confidence when you show up in professional spaces. This chart here from the National Association of Colleges and Employers shows what employers look for most on a candidate's resume. At the very top, you can see problem-solving skills, teamwork, and both written and verbal communication skills. The students' organizations give us a chance to practice exactly those things, maybe through planning events, managing teams, and making decisions that impact a group. Today, we will focus on the practical side of leading your organization successfully. We are going to talk through these key areas: planning effective meetings, running elections, and leading smooth transitions, delegating work and building a strong team culture, and finally, using your constitution as your guideline. So to start, planning effective meetings. There is an interesting data from the University of North Carolina that made a survey to several employees that found that 21% of that employees consider that meetings are unproductive and inefficient. So how can we change that? First, we could start by setting a clear purpose, and before calling a meeting, maybe ask, why are we meeting and what do we want to accomplish? For example, instead of talk about a fundraiser, maybe we could be more clear, more specific, and say, choose the date, assign key roles, and approve the budget for that fundraiser. That way, clear outcomes keep the meeting focused. Next is the agenda. Sending it to 1 or 2 days ahead allows people or the members to prepare thoughts and materials. This agenda should list specific objectives, time limits for each topic you are going to discuss during the meeting, and who's going to guide that part of the discussion. Keeping meetings under an hour and limiting the number of main items help everyone stay engaged. So try, for example, to limit to 5 items. During the meeting, start on time and create a tone that is welcoming and efficient. Keep conversations connected to the agenda, but make space for everyone's voice through perhaps direct questions or quick polls. Also, assign someone to take notes so the decisions and responsibilities are clearly captured. After the meeting, follow through is crucial. Here, you need to summarize action items, assign responsibilities with deadlines, and share notes so nobody's left guessing, well, what can we do next? Progress happens between meetings, not only during them. Now we have some quick questions to reflect. What is one thing that makes meetings drag? When do you know you are losing attention among your members? And which topics truly require meeting and which could be handled through email? So keep those questions in mind when you are planning the team meetings. Now we're going to move to the elections and leadership transitions. When it comes to elections, a structured and supportive process helps your organization continue to grow from year to year. First, follow the Constitution. Your organization already has rules in place that explain how elections should run. Second, communicate clearly. Members should know well in advance when elections are happening, who can run, and how nominations work. Think about sharing that information through multiple channels, so every eligible member has the opportunity to step forward. Also, think about the community, what the community needs. So, for example, how long should the applications stay open? Adapt to that community. Third, ensure fairness and inclusivity. Every member who meets the requirements should have a genuine chance to run. Avoid favoritism or situations where only small groups know what's going on. The more open the process, the stronger your organizational culture becomes. Fourth, involve your advisor when helpful. They can support the process, confirm rules are followed, and provide a neutral presence. But they aren't there to influence the vote. They are there to ensure integrity and accountability. Fifth, avoid conflicts of interest. If someone is heavily invested in a certain outcome, they shouldn't be the one running the elections behind the scenes. Keep that separation builds trust among members. So once elections end, there is the transition. Outgoing and incoming leaders should meet to pass down responsibilities, discuss ongoing projects, and share future expectations. To prevent continuity, it's also important to share documents and folders with previous contacts, event history, and passwords to access to social media accounts, for example. However, also try to break the cycle. Instead of simply doing things the way they've always been done, encourage new leaders to bring in their own ideas, their own energy, and even new approaches to traditions. Mentorship is another key part of a strong transition. When outgoing leaders take time to guide the new leaders, they are not just handing over responsibilities, they are handing over confidence. That mentorship could be shadowing for a few weeks, regular check ins, or simply being available as a resource. That way, it helps newborn members feel supported instead of overwhelmed. So, once your transition meeting has happened, take a moment to wrap things up in a really clear way. As we have mentioned before, Summarize the action items that we will discuss so everyone knows exactly what comes next. Then assign responsibilities and deadlines. Great transitions do not end with a conversation, they end with a plan. That way, your organization keeps moving forward without confusion or delay. For the next discussion, you can think what's one thing you wish previous leader has told you before taking your role? What would you improve? The following section is focused on delegation and teamwork. No leader should try to handle everything alone. Delegation prevents burnouts and lets more members feel ownership. A great way to begin is by matching tasks to each person's strength or interest, for example. Someone who loves design could take on marketing, and someone who is super organized might manage budgets or meeting notes. That way, when people get to use the skills they enjoy, they show up with a lot of more energy. Clarity is also key. When delegating, share the expectations up front. What needs to be done? What does success look like? When is the deadline? And who should they include in communication? That prevents confusion later. Cross training is another powerful tool. It means making sure more than one person knows how to do essential tasks. If someone is sick or graduates or just needs a break, the organization doesn't freeze. That builds resilience into your team structure. Keeping everything documented, whether it's in SharePoint, Google Drive, or another shared system, helps everyone stay on the same page. It's not paperwork, it shows progress, prevents repeating mistakes, and supports incoming leaders who need history and context. A big part of delegation is trust. That includes avoiding micromanaging. To specify, micromanaging is when a leader gives a task to someone but still checks every tiny detail, takes control back often, or corrects things unnecessarily. It sends the message that I don't think you can handle this. Instead, guide your team, offer support, and then give them the space to own their work. A strong team culture doesn't happen by accident. It's created by the small choices you make every week in how you lead, communicate, and appreciate one another. So, first, it's very important to celebrate wins together, even the small ones. Also, encourage open communication. Set clear norms for how your team updates each other, asks questions, and brings up concerns. When communication expectations are understood, people feel safe speaking up before small problems become big ones. Third, foster accountability. That means when someone volunteers for a task, they own it and see it through. And finally, support growth. Leadership is not about proving you already know everything. It is about learning together. Share knowledge, give constructive feedback, and help each other improve. When your organization becomes a place where members feel themselves growing, they stay committed and proud to be a part of the team. For the last section, Constitution. Every student organization operates under a constitution. That constitution is more than a document you update only during re-registration. It defines your mission, a structure, and decision-making processes. It keeps things fair, transparent, and consistent through leadership changes. A well-used constitution can resolve disputes before they escalate. There are a few requirements that you have to take into account. First, your constitution must use the official university template. Second, review and update regularly, ideally once a year during re-registration. Leadership changes, policies evolve, and roles shift over time. Third, some articles are required and should not be edited in wording. These are in place to protect equity, safety, and clarity across all students' organizations. Your constitution should remain easy to find and easy to read. That includes clear layout, organized information, and making sure both members and advisors always have access to the latest version. Finally, whenever you do make changes, notify the Center for Student Engagement and upload the updated document to LUC community within 2 weeks. That way, the university can officially recognize your updated structure. Even though some core elements must stay the same, your constitution isn't meant to be a locked document. Change can and should happen when it supports your growth. For example, you might want to adjust officer roles to better match your current leadership vision or respond to the needs of your community. Any changes should always align with your mission and values, and they must follow the amendment procedures already written in your constitution. This said, some updates are especially important over time. If a campus department changes its name or policies, you will want your constitution to reflect that so members aren't confused. It's also helpful to remove roles that are no longer relevant or procedures that haven't been used in years. Language matters too. Review your constitution for accessibility and inclusivity. Ask yourself, does everyone feel represented? Are terms clear for someone new joining the organization? Finally, every organization should review its constitution annually to ensure information is current, rules make sense, and policies are inclusive. Any updates should be uploaded where members and advisors can access them. Before we wrap up, I would love for you to take these materials back to your organization and use them to guide real improvement. You have 3 quick tools here. The first is an organization audit. It helps you get an honest snapshot of how things are going right now, based on the key areas we talk about today. Rate each item as a group and write one note next to your lowest score. That score highlights your biggest opportunity for growth. Next, choose just one priority area to focus on. Trying to fix everything at once is overwhelming and usually doesn't stick. Instead, identify the smallest change that will make the biggest impact this semester. Finally, use the 30-day action plan to put that priority into motion. Decide the first step, choose who will lead it, and set a deadline. This keeps your progress clear and achievable. I hope these tools help you feel more confident, more support, and more excited about what your organization can accomplish next. If you ever need guidance or have questions, the Center for Student Engagement is always here for you. Thank you again for watching and best of luck as you lead this semester. And remember, leadership isn't about doing everything yourself, it is about empowering others to rise. You've got this.